We've all seen the headlines. Someone gets a shot, and days later, they're facing a terrifying reality: paralysis, a stroke, a severe neurological breakdown. When that 1 in a million medical anomaly happens to you or to your child, statistics offer zero comfort. It is a genuine nightmare. The human brain is hardwired to process these stories through fear, but we usually absorb them in a total vacuum. We react to the frightening anecdote without the biological mechanics of what actually went wrong, and without the mathematical context of what happens if we skip the shot entirely. To make a clear-headed choice, we have to stop looking away. We need to look exactly at how a vaccine can misfire in the nervous system, and then weigh that exact risk against the threat of the wild disease itself. Normally, a vaccine operates like a wanted poster. It hands your adaptive immune system a harmless, dead fragment of a virus, so your body can build custom antibodies to destroy it in the future. But in incredibly rare cases, this process glitches through a biological mechanism called molecular mimicry. Sometimes, the viral fragment on that wanted poster looks almost exactly like a healthy protein in your own body, like the myelin sheath, the fatty insulation wrapping your nerve fibers. It becomes a tragic case of mistaken identity. Your immune cells accidentally attack your healthy nerve tissue instead of the invading pathogen. This biological friendly fire is a verified, documented reality. Knowing this, however, forces us to ask the necessary follow-up question. If a tiny, isolated fragment of a virus can confuse your immune system, what exactly does the live, replicating virus do to those same nerves? Let's look at the MMR vaccine side by side with the wild measles virus it prevents. This chart shows the risk of acute brain inflammation, encephalitis, from both sources. The vaccine carries a nearly undetectable risk of 1 to 2 cases per million doses. A natural measles infection causes that exact same brain inflammation in 1 out of every 1,000 cases. Surviving the initial measles infection leaves some children vulnerable to a universally fatal progressive brain disorder. The vaccine completely eliminates that outcome. We see a similar pattern with influenza. The flu shot carries an exceptionally small risk of triggering Guillain-Barré syndrome. However, getting the flu vaccine actually decreases your overall risk of suffering a stroke by 19%. It actively protects your brain. During the pandemic, we saw this exact dynamic play out globally with the adenoviral vector COVID-19 vaccines. Global surveillance successfully identified a rare causal link between those specific shots and a severe blood clotting disorder. Immediately, researchers found that catching the actual SARS-CoV-2 virus triggers massively higher rates of severe strokes, spinal cord inflammation, and persistent cognitive brain fog. The clinical data confirms a consistent pattern. Across all these major viruses, rolling the dice and enduring a natural infection poses a dramatically higher threat to your nervous system than the injection designed to stop it. If the data is this consistent, why does public panic around vaccine safety refuse to fade? Part of the answer lies in how we monitor safety. The U.S. relies heavily on VAERS, which operates as a totally open tip line. Anyone can report any medical event that happens after a shot. Because millions of people get vaccinated daily, some will inevitably suffer a seizure or a stroke the following day by pure statistical chance. People read the public database and mistake those coincidental timelines for medical causation. Real investigators don't rely solely on tip lines. They use active systems, like the Vaccine Safety Data Link, to analyze millions of electronic health records. They sift through the noise of daily medical events to pinpoint true, mathematically verified risks. The loudest source of lasting fear traces back to a specific publication in 1998, when a British doctor named Andrew Wakefield published a paper in The Lancet falsely linking the MMR vaccine to autism. Investigations later proved Wakefield falsified his clinical data. He had undisclosed financial ties to lawyers suing vaccine makers, and he held a patent for a rival measles formulation. It was deliberate, financially motivated fraud. The panic it triggered created a lingering knowledge debt, a reservoir of fear that still drives entirely preventable measles outbreaks today. We do not have the luxury of choosing a world with zero risk. Our only real choice is between a tiny, heavily monitored risk from a clinical injection and a massive, chaotic risk from a wild disease. Ultimately, a vaccine serves as an active, vital shield for your brain.
Thanks for watching. If you learned something from this video, please subscribe to the Concierge Care channel. You can find us at health.conciergecare.net. Follow our links to other videos on deeper dives into the selected topic and related articles on the discussed subject. Don't forget to enable notifications so you don't miss our next uploads and live events.